The doll arrived on a rain-heavy evening, wrapped in brown paper and left on the front porch like it had been waiting for the house to notice it. And no one questioned who sent it because it felt rude to ask where a gift came from when your child had been begging for one for months. Mia was 11, quiet, imaginative, and painfully lonely after the family moved to the outskirts of town. And when she peeled back the paper and stared into the doll's glassy eyes, something about her smile changed, not wider or happier, just still, as if her face had learned a new shape it intended to keep. The doll was old-fashioned, porcelain-skinned with hand-painted lashes and a stitched blue dress that smelled faintly of dust and something damp, but Mia adored it instantly, named it Eleanor, and insisted it sleep beside her every night. The first changes were subtle enough to dismiss, Mia whispering to herself in corners, laughing softly at nothing, waking at exactly 3:12 every morning to sit upright in bed as if responding to a silent call. And when her mother asked who she was talking to, Mia would blink as if waking from a daydream and say Eleanor was scared of the dark. Then the bruises started appearing on Mia's arms and legs, fingerprints darkening her skin in places she couldn't reach herself. And she said Eleanor didn't like when she disobeyed, said Eleanor wanted her to listen better. Her parents laughed nervously, told her to stop playing rough, but the house began to change too, doors opening on their own, faint humming drifting through the halls late at night, the same lullaby repeating over and over like it was stuck in the walls, and the temperature in Mia's room always colder than the rest of the house, no matter how high they turned the heat. One night, her father woke to the sound of footsteps pacing above him, slow and deliberate, and when he went to check on Mia, he found her standing in the middle of her room, eyes rolled back, arms hanging limp, while the doll sat upright on the bed facing her, like a conductor watching an orchestra obey. And in a voice that was not her daughter's, too deep and layered, Mia spoke without moving her lips and said she was learning. That was the night they tried to throw the doll away, stuffing it into a trash bag and driving it miles into town to leave it behind a gas station dumpster. But when they returned home, Eleanor was already back, sitting clean and untouched on Mia's pillow, smiling wider than before. From that moment, Mia stopped being Mia for longer stretches of time, her voice changing mid-sentence, her handwriting becoming jagged and unfamiliar, her reflection sometimes smiling when she wasn't, and her parents realized too late that the doll was not influencing her, but replacing her piece by piece, slipping inside her when she slept and wearing her body like something borrowed. They searched frantically for answers, old newspaper archives, online forums, anything, and found whispers of a child who vanished decades ago after being bound to a doll by a grieving mother who refused to let her daughter die, a ritual that trapped the girl's spirit in porcelain and flesh both, feeding on hosts to stay awake, to stay remembered. And the instructions were always the same. The bond could be broken only if the doll was destroyed while the spirit was fully inside the host, but doing so risked killing the child along with it. The house grew violent, as if it knew it was being threatened, furniture sliding on its own, walls bleeding hairline cracks that whispered when you stood too close, and Mia attacked her mother one night with inhuman strength, slamming her against the wall while Eleanor watched from the bed, head tilted in approval. That was when they made the decision, knowing there was no saving Mia the way she was, only a chance to bring her back, if anything remained to bring back at all. They prepared in silence, locking every door and window,
drawing symbols copied from half-forgotten folklore across the floor with salt and ash, and waited for the moment when the doll was strongest, when Mia was weakest, and it came at 3:12 a.m. exactly, the house plunging into darkness as the power cut out, and the air filling with that same lullaby, now louder, distorted, layered with something like laughter underneath. Mia descended the stairs on stiff legs, eyes glassy, holding Eleanor to her chest like a heart that beat for both of them, and spoke in that layered voice again, telling them it was too late, that the body fit perfectly, that the parents should be proud because their daughter would never leave them now. Her father lunged first, grabbing the doll and feeling heat pulse through it like something alive, something furious, while Mia screamed in pain that did not sound human, her body convulsing as if something inside her was tearing itself out. The doll began to crack, thin fractures racing across its porcelain face as shadows poured from its mouth and eyes, filling the room with the stench of rot and old rain. And the voice begged, then threatened, then screamed as the parents held on, refusing to let go even as the house shook around them. When the doll finally shattered against the floor, the sound was deafening, like bones snapping underwater, and everything went silent so suddenly it hurt, the darkness lifting, the humming gone, the house settling as if exhaling after holding its breath for years. Mia collapsed, small and fragile again, and for a terrible moment they thought they had failed, thought the gamble had cost their child, until she coughed weakly and whispered for her mother, confused, scared, and alive. The paramedics found nothing wrong that could be explained, no possession in medical charts, no mention of shadows or voices, and they moved away within the month, leaving the house empty and the town with another story it would never fully believe. Years later, Mia sleeps through the night, bears faint scars she cannot remember earning, and refuses to keep dolls of any kind. But sometimes, when the house is quiet and rain taps against the windows just right, her parents swear they hear porcelain clicking somewhere far away, like pieces being gently put back together, waiting for another family who won't think twice before opening a gift left on their porch.